I have selected the novel The Future of Us by Jay Asher and Caroline McLear to discuss question 3, which asks if you can describe 3 different literary theories that this novel can be explored through. So 2 of my peers and I have created a website, and you can find the website at thefutureofus499.yolasite.com, and that is all one word. And I will also list it on the document to find as well. And once you get onto that website, if you click on the link entitled Discussion Questions, you can actually find everything that I'm going to briefly describe right now in this video. So we start the website off with listing some different reader response discussion questions that could be used within this novel. Reader response questions are very commonly used. Teachers typically resort to these questions when they start a unit because students can automatically make that connection even before you start to read. And so it's a great way to get students invested in the novel that they're going to be reading, get them thinking about different things that might be coming up. And it's just a nice breaking point for beginning any novel, really. And so that's the first kind of questions that we've developed. And you can find all of those questions listed on that website. The next section actually is something called interpretive community. And so in this section of questions, we ask the students to put themselves inside of the plot of the novel. So we've got these questions set up to be that the student is a neighbor of Emma and Josh, who are the 2 main characters in this novel. And the students have grown up with Emma and Josh their entire lives. They are very familiar with these 2 characters. They're their friends. They know everything about them. And so students are supposed to answer these interpretive community questions with that mindset. And so they are connecting to the novel, just like they are with reader response, but they're kind of taking it one step further, and they're thinking about it in a more analytical, and they're analyzing things a little bit deeper with this kind of theory. And so it's not simply just a yes or no question or an opinionated question. You kind of have to back it up. And so that's kind of what's nice about interpretive community. And it also has students become a little bit more invested in the novel as well. And so after the interpretive community questions, we've listed 8 different questions that are based on critical theory. And so we've got questions on there that are feminist-based questions. We've got Marxist-based questions and moral-based questions. And you'll see all those questions listed on that website. And so what's nice about that is you can decide if you are going to teach this novel, if you want to focus on all 8 of those different kind of literary theories, or maybe you just want to focus on one. So maybe you are really interested in reader response, and reader response can go from very basic questions to more complex. So maybe you want to start with the more basic reader response questions, and then as the novel continues and you continue to read and students have more understanding and background knowledge, you can make those reader response questions a little bit more sophisticated. And so we have those different 8 literary theories questions listed there. And again, those questions are based on those theories, and they're all labeled according to which theory it's based on. And so what's nice about that is there is that variety. And so the relationship among all of the theories is that it has students looking at the relationship of the characters in the novel. So it talks about the 2 main characters most of the time and how those relationships change throughout the novel, what one character's decisions do to another character, and what is the overall message that the novel is sending. And so we really base the questions trying to ask students to think about the different relationships that are existing in this novel. And so after those 8 literary theory questions are listed on the website, we move into describing 3 different activities that you can have students do in the classroom, which helps them create their own discussion questions. Because a lot of times teachers just write the discussion questions themselves and then have the students answer them, and then we move on. And so students can get a lot more out of reading a novel if they can start to create their own discussion questions. Even if the discussion questions are never posed or never answered in class, if students can create their own, it does a lot of it has a lot of helpful benefits for the students. And so to take that even one step further, you could do these activities with your students and then have the students actually pose the questions to the class, have those conversations with the students, and that dialogue will help them further understand the book. So I encourage you to go onto that website. It has everything listed and laid out for you so you can see some examples, and it just really depends on kind of where you want to take the novel, what theory you want to focus in on, and hopefully the website provides questions that can start you thinking about that.